All the food products that we have in Australia have to have nutritional information on them. Information like what we can see here. This is what is on the side of the packet of barbecue shapes. So what percentage of the shapes is made up of fat? So you go up to where it's got the amount of grams of fat and you put it out of the total that they have per serving. Often they'll have it per 100 grams per serving on most products. So here we've got 5.9 out of the 25 grams, and then to find the percentage we multiply it by 100. So to one decimal place we have 23.6 grams of fat in barbecue shapes. What percentage of the shapes is sodium? So sodium is our salt. Now here you can see this measurement here is in milligrams, but the total is in grams. We need to have them out of the same amount so that we can compare them. So 1 gram is worth 1,000 milligrams. So the 260 milligrams out of the 25 grams, so we just multiply that by 1,000 to have it in milligrams, and then we times it by 100 to turn it into a percentage. You can use your calculator for this one and get 1.072% of the barbecue shapes are salt or sodium. This is what we call a percentage composition. That's telling us what percent each particular element or part of a total is. So here we have the Wild West saying where they're saying what the bullet's made up of in terms of lead, silver and nickel, partly in percentages. Alright, for percentage composition, basically we need to express one quantity as a percentage of another. So we do this by writing them in fraction form, and we have to also make sure our measurements are the same. Then our second step is to turn it into a percentage by multiplying by 100. So for example, to find what $8 is as a percentage of 20, we need to just do 8 out of the 20 and then times it by 100 to turn it into a percentage. A jar of pizza sauce contains 220 grams, should be an S, of tomato, 100 grams of vegetables, 80 grams of herbs. Find the percentage composition of each ingredient. So we need to find each one of the ingredients out of the total. So one at a time. For tomatoes, there's 220 grams out of the total 400, turning it into a percentage by timesing it by 100 to get you 55. For vegetables, there's 100 grams out of the 400. So when you times it by 100, you see it's 25%. And you can see that that's 1/4, so you should know that that's 25%. For the herbs, 80 out of the 400 times by 100, and it's 20%. When you add those up, you get 70, 80, 90, 100. So the whole 100% of the product is made up of these three things. There's no other ingredient. Question 3. Eilish scored 48 out of 80 in her maths test. She wanted to know what percentage it is. So you write it in fraction form, times it by 100 to turn it into your percentage to get you 60%. What percentage of cars are green to the nearest whole number for this survey? So what you need to do is say, okay, I've got 22 cars that are green, and then you need to find your total, so you have to add them all up. When you add them all up, you get 122. So I've got 22 out of 122, times it by 100, and round it off to the nearest whole number, and you get 18%. In a library, you've got children, women and men that have come through. What percentage of women had visited the library at this particular time? Giving you answers to 2 decimal places. Okay, so you've got 36 women. When you add up the 24, 36 and 42, you should get 102. Times it by 100 to turn it into a percentage. And then round your answer to 2 decimal places. lots of things can be written in terms of their percentage composition. Here's an example where they've got the Earth's crust and all the components that it's made up with written as a percentage and then put into a sector graph.